Hello, my dear rockstars of PGCET MCA 2024. This is Komal Gamlani Santani here. Welcomes you all in the ongoing amazing series of 1000 MCQs on MCA Mathematics. So, guys, I hope you all are doing well and you have watched our previous sessions sincerely and solved all the important questions that I have explained in the previous session. So, what did we do in the previous session, guys? We understood the concept of CI and SI and practiced some exam oriented questions. So, I'm super excited to begin our today's session where we are going to practice some more questions of CI and SI. So, before we start today's session, let me just give you a brief introduction and information about our wonderful batch, that is Samrat PGCET 2024. So, guys, this is a batch providing you the classes of MBA and MCA and covering all the subjects like general awareness, QA, LR, English, computer, and mathematics. And guys, for the first 200 applicants, the cost of this batch for MBA is 2499 only, and for MCA it is 2699 only. And yes, if you want to avail the EMI facility, that is also available for you. So guys, quickly get yourself registered in this batch and avail wonderful facilities. What are the facilities this batch is going to provide you? Guys, we are going to provide you live classes that you can watch exclusively on Dhruvika Academy app that you can download from the Play Store. And yes, you can even find the link of this app in the description box below. So make sure that you quickly download this app so that you can avail all the features. Now guys, even if you miss the live classes, you have a backup of recorded classes so that you don't miss a single class. Along with that, we are going to provide you a complete syllabus coverage. Along with that, 50 mock tests will be provided to you with the ranking facility around Karnataka. And most important feature of this batch is that you are going to get access to all the batches that will come after this batch till September. Yes, you heard it right. The validity of your registration will be till September and you'll be automatically provided the access of the all upcoming batches after this batch. And yes, you'll be given the facility of weekly mock test and class test in order to analyze your performance and determine where do you stand in the crowd, what you need to do further to improve your performance. So guys, so many features at very low cost. So quickly get yourself registered and avail all these facilities, and make sure that you join our WhatsApp and Telegram community. You'll find the link of the WhatsApp and Telegram community in the comment section as a pinned comment. So quickly download the app, get yourself registered, and quickly be a member of our WhatsApp and Telegram community. So I hope all the informations are clear. Even if there remains any query, you can contact in the number flashing below. Okay, so let's quickly begin our today's session. So before I proceed to the next questions of the series, let me just give you a quick recap of what we did in the previous class. Okay, so in the previous class, guys, we studied the concept of simple interest and compound interest. So the basic formula of simple interest that is in our blood is P into R into T upon 100. P is the principal, the initial amount you deposit or borrow rate, the rate percentage at which you will get the interest, the time, the duration for which you are either investing or borrowing. Okay, then we studied the formula of amount. We have two ways to calculate amount. What are those two ways? Just add principal to the interest, you'll get the amount. Amount is nothing but the principal plus interest earned or paid together constitute amount. Another formula that we studied of amount was, what I'll do, I'll just substitute this formula in place of interest, and the alternate formula for amount will be principal plus P into R into T upon 100, and P will bring as common, and you will remain with 1 plus RT upon 100 inside the bracket. So this is another formula of amount that we studied in case of simple interest. So with these two formulas, see, if you have been given amount directly or and principal and rate, and you are needed to require you are required to find time, then you can directly use this formula, or even you can go by the logical approach. That is, you can first find out the interest, apply this formula, and find out the unknown one. Okay, so this was the basic concept regarding simple interest. Then we studied about compound interest. So what is the difference between the concept of simple interest and compound interest? Introduction of the new concept, that is interest on interest. What happens in compound interest? You get interest on the principal, that the figure that you invest initially. Along with that, you keep on getting interest on the interest you are earning. So consequently, you are able to earn more amount of interest in case of compound interest. Okay, so in case of compound interest, we studied the formula of amount, which was nothing but the specialized application of percentage. The formula was 1 plus R upon 100 raised to the power n multiplied by P. And yes, we do have to remember that we have to give K effect. Now what is K effect? See, K means number of times compounding takes place in a year. If compounding is taking place once in a year, what is compounding? Addition of interest to the principal, or we can say changing of the principal. So the event of changing of the principal taking place how many times in the year affects this formula. So if it happens once in a year, K is equal to 1. If it happens twice in a year, that is compounded semi-annually, K will be 2. If it happens quarterly, that is once in a period of 3 months, K will be equal to 4. If it happens monthly, K will be equals to 12, and if it happens daily, K will be 365. Okay, so this is the formula of amount in case of compound interest. Then the basic formula of amount that we studied in case of simple interest, that is even applicable here also. So you can even say amount can be calculated as principal plus CI. Okay, now if you want to have a direct formula to calculate CI, so that's nothing 1 plus R upon 100 raised to the power n minus 1, and this whole needs to be multiplied by principal. You will get compound interest directly. So I hope the formulas of the previous session are crystal clear in your mind and you have recalled all the formulas. Okay, so let's practice some more questions today. So here is the first question of today's session. Something different. I'll tell you the short trick to do such type of questions. Something related questions will follow after it. Okay, see, in what time will a sum of money double itself at 6.25% per annum simple interest? Understand very carefully. What are they asking you to find? In what time? They are asking you to find time. Okay, will a sum of money double itself? Now this is very important. Sum of money double itself, that means principal is P. Double itself means amount is 2p. Amount that is given is 2p. Alright. So principal is P, amount is 2p. Can you tell me what is simple interest? Can you tell me what is simple interest? Simple interest is nothing. That is amount minus principal. That is 2p minus p, which is equal to p. Which is equal to p. So amount is 2p, principal is p, and SI is p. Itself at 6.25% per annum. So you have got rate as 6.25%. per annum simple interest. So they are asking you to find time. Simple. You have simple interest, right? We calculated this simple interest. Simply write down the formula of simple interest. It's nothing. That is in our blood. P into R into T upon 100. So simple interest is P, principal is P, rate is 6.25 upon 100, and time we basically need to find out. P and P got cancelled. 100 divided by 6.25. Now I told you the tricks, the factors, the fractions of the percentage, but 6.25 percentage, I didn't tell anything about that. So some percentage need to be solved through common sense. How come? See, 6.25, decimal removed, 100 went in the numerator, 25 table, oh, I'm sorry. So this will be 4, this will again be 4. So time will be 4 into 4, that's 16 years, option D. Alright, so this way you have to proceed in this type of question. Okay, so now let's proceed further to the next question, guys. Now a similar pattern of question but with a different information. How to solve this question? Let's understand. A sum of money doubles itself in 10 years. A sum of money doubles itself in 10 years. What does this mean? If principal is P, it doubles itself. That means amount is 2P. Agree? In 10 years. How much time? 10 years. Okay. The number of years, it would treble itself. Number of years, it would treble itself. We need to find. P becomes 3P in how many years? We need to find this. See, if I tell you how to solve this question by the equation way, it's going to be a little bit lengthy. So I usually solve this type of question by drawing this chart. With that will give you the answer in seconds. Once you understand the method, that will give you the answer in seconds. Now, most important thing, what is the difference between this question and the previous question that we did? See, in the previous question, we were given some same sort of amount becomes doubles of itself, but you were given rate of interest in the previous question. But in this question, rate is not given. Alright, so when something information sort of like this is given, a sum of money doubles itself in 10 years, but the rate is missing, follow this Chitrakari method where we will draw a chota sa small sa diagram and we'll quickly solve it. Okay, so P becomes 2P in 10 years. Okay, we need to find in how many years P will become 3P. Okay, a very short text. See, P becomes 2P. That means simple interest would be how much? We know the formula of simple interest, right? Amount minus principal. So simple interest would be 2P minus P. That is P. Okay. And in this scenario, the second one, how much will be the simple interest? 3P minus P. That is 2P. Right? What you need to do? You just need to compare these two. Simple interest P and 2P. So in order to reach at 2P, what you need to multiply to P? Simple into 2. So whatever you multiply here, just multiply this 2 in the time also. So that will give you 10 into 2, 20 years. That will give you 10 into 2, 20 years. Alright, I'll just repeat once again. Don't worry. I know you are studying for the first time, so it doesn't get fixed in once, right? At once it doesn't get fixed. So I'll repeat just once again. See, simple interest in the first scenario is P. I hope the point is clear till this part. First scenario, the simple interest is 2P minus P, that is P. What is simple interest in the second scenario? 3P minus P, that is 2P. Okay, we need to compare these two figures. In order to arrive at 2P, you will multiply by what number to P? P will be multiplied by what number in order to get 2P? It's simple. Multiply it by 2. So whatever you multiply here, just multiply the same digit to the time given. That is 10. 10 into 2, that's 20. And your answer is 20 years. That is option C. Okay, that is option C. So if once you understand the method, it's very easy to do and it's very quick to do. See how very quick, I'll tell you. You just need to do it. P principal becomes 2p. So the simple interest is p in how many years? 10 years. P becomes 3p in how many years we need to find? Simple interest here is 2p. So just compare these two figures into 2. Same, multiply this also by 2. So time will come out to be 20 years, option C. This diagram is possible because of the uh, concept of arithmetic progression. Yes, you heard it right, arithmetic progression. The simple interest and amount figures are actually in arithmetic progression. That's why this concept is possible. If the question would have said that the cases of compound interest that we will do in the next question, the methodology would be different, because the amount and interest in case of compound interest are in GP, that is geometric progression. Okay, so just telling you the fact, the exact meaning of AP GP we will study at that time. Okay, so this is a short trick to deal with this type of question. Now let's do one more question. Let's do one more question of the same pattern. Just a second. Suppose the question would have been, I'll just write the question for you. A certain sum of money becomes double of itself. No worries, double of itself in 5 years. So in how much time it will be 8 times of itself? 8 times of itself if compounded annually. Okay, so this is the question. See, same pattern of question that I explained you. The only difference is that it was the case of simple interest and this is the case of compound interest. Okay, certain sum of money becomes double of itself in 5 years. So a different diagram for the concept of compound interest. What's that? Understand, sum of money becomes double of itself in 5 years. So we'll write like this: P becomes 2p in 5 years. Okay, they are asking in how much time it will become 8 times of itself. So P becomes 8p in how many time they are asking. Okay, so what we need to do, just take these two figures, 2 and 8. 2 can be written as 2 raised to the power 1 and 8 can be written as 2 raised to the power 3, right? What you need to do basically, guys, you just need to compare these two powers. In order to reach at 3, you will multiply 1 by what? In order to reach at 3, you will multiply the 1 by what? 3. So the same number you are going to multiply here. 5 into 3, that is 15. 5 into 3, that is 15. So I hope you got it. This is basically because of the concept of GP. No other reason followed here. Okay, so what we did, we actually compared the powers of the coefficients of the amount, right? 2 and 8. 2 can be written as 2 raised to the power 1. 8 can be written as 2 raised to the power 3. Just compare 1 and 3. What you need to multiply to 1 to get 3? That is 3. So same number you are going to multiply by the given time, that is 5 years. So 5 into 3, 15, that would be your answer. So I hope it's pretty clear how to solve if the question of compound interest is given. Okay, now let's proceed to the next question, guys. A certain sum of money amounts to rupees 6,300 in 2 years. Certain sum of money amounts to rupees 6,300 in 2 years. That means you are having amount as 6,300, time is 2 years, and 7,875 in 3 years. Same sum it amounts to rupees 7,875 in how many years? 3 years 9 months, which is equal to 3 by 4, 3 years 9 months, right? Okay, then what are they saying? Find the rate of interest per annum. How you are going to find out the rate of interest? Okay, so understand the difference in the amount is basically because of the difference in the time. Agree? The principal is same. Principal here is also P and principal here is also P. Same sum. It amounts to 6,300 in 2 years, and the same sum amounts to rupees 7,375 in 3 years 9 months time period. So basically the amount is varying because of the change in the time. So what is the difference in the time? This is 2 years, this is 3 years 9 months. So what is the difference in the time? It's 1 year 9 month. Okay, so since you are investing more for 1 year 9 months, the amount is varying. So the difference in the amount will actually be the interest for 1 year 9 months. Agree? Because this is a case of simple interest, principal is going to remain the same. So the difference in the amounts given is nothing but the interest for the period of 1 year 9 months. Okay? Okay? Time 2 years, 3 years 9 months, we'll subtract, so the difference in the time would be 1 year 9 months. So what is the difference in the amount, guys? What is the difference in the amount? It is 1575 is the difference in the amount. This is going to be the interest for how much duration? 1 year 9 months, right? 1 year 9 months. We can write this as 7 by 4. So if we want to find the interest for 1 year, we can use the unitary method. Yeah, we can use the unitary method, definitely. 1575, this is the interest for 7 by 4th year. We need to find the interest for 1 year. Why I am doing so? If I'll get the interest for 1 year, I can easily find out the principal because I am having the amount. I'll just have to subtract the interest for 2 years from the amount of 2 years. I'll directly get the principal. Now I'm having the interest for 1 year. I'm having the principal. I can quickly find out the rate of interest. So that's why I am finding out the interest for 1 year. Using which method? Unitary method. So the interest for 7 by 4 year is 1575. What will be the interest for 1 year? Cross multiply it. 1575 into 4 upon 7. So it's 2, 2 and 5. So 225 into 4, that's 900. This is the interest for 1 year. What is this? This is SI for 1 year. So guys, SI is going to remain the same throughout for every year. If SI for 1 year is 900, can you tell me the SI for 2 years? It would be 1800. 900 into 2, 1800. Yeah, agree guys? I hope you are able to understand. SI for 1 year is 900. So SI for 2 years would be 900 into 2, that is 1800. Agree? SI for 2 years is 900 into 2, 1800. Alright. Now we know that amount for 2 years. How do you calculate amount for 2 years? It would be principal plus SI for 2 years. So we have amount for 2 years as 6,300. We do not know the principal, but we do know the simple interest for 2 years, that is 1800. We'll simply subtract 6,300 and 1800 and you will be left with 4,500. It is nothing but the principal. It is nothing but the principal. Alright. So now we have the principal, we have the interest for 1 year. So simply what we will do, we'll apply the formula for simple interest. What's that? P into R into T upon 100. We have simple interest for 1 year, 900. Principal we have 4,500. Rate we need to find, and time is 1 year. This 900, this is for 1 year. If you would have used here 1800, you would have put the time as 2. Okay. So now rate would be nothing but 900 divided by 4,500 into 100. It's nothing 1 by 5, I told you in the previous class, 1 by 5 is nothing but 20%. That's option A. That's option A. So I hope it is pretty clear in your mind how to deal with this type of question. Okay. So let's proceed further, guys. Let's proceed further to the next question. It says two equal sums of money were lent at 11% per annum. Two equal sums of money, that means principal is same, rate is 11% for 3.5 years and 4.5 years. Only the different thing is time. So the time here is 3.5 years and in this scenario it's 4.5 years. So guys, same principal, same rate, but time different. Interest is going to vary or not? Definitely the interest is going to vary. For what reason it's going to vary? Because the time is different. Okay, for how many years? By how many years the time is different? 1 year. So definitely we are going to earn more interest in this case, right? So if the difference in the interest for two periods was 412.50, difference in the interest was 412.50, I told you the interest will vary because of the difference in the time period. So the interest is varying by what amount? 412.5. This is basically because of what reason? This 1 year difference. This interest, this difference in the interest is basically because the second amount have been invested for 1 more year. All right, for 1 more year it has been invested. That's why the interest is varying by how much amount? 412.50. Then each sum is, you need to find out the principal. Simply what we need to do, we need to understand that this 412.50 is nothing but the simple interest for 1 year, for extra 1 year for which the amount has been invested. So this 412.50 is nothing but the interest earned for investing for 1 extra year. So we know the formula of SI is P into R into T upon 100. So for a period of 1 year, the interest is 412.50. We do not know the principal, but we do know the rate, that is 11%. Okay, so just remove the decimal, 100 will get cancelled. Now 11 we'll just divide it by the table of 11, that would be 3, then we have 7, okay, then we have 50, so that's 3750. So the principal would be 3750. So I hope you are pretty clear with the concept. Okay, let's move to the next question. A sum of money compounded annually becomes 1140 in 2 years and 1710 in 3 years. Find the rate of interest. This is a very easy question, but you may get confused in that. How come? See, compounded annually becomes 1140 in 2 years. So what is this? This is amount at the end of 2 years. And 1710 in 3 years. What is this? This is amount at the end of 3 years. You need to find out the rate of interest. It's very easy. Just find out the ratio of the amounts. Okay, A2, or just do it A3 upon A2, A3 upon A2. So that would be P into 1 plus R upon 100 raised to the power 3. Okay, P into 1 plus R upon 100 raised to the power 2, which is equal to how much, guys? 1710 divided by 1140. Okay, so what will happen? P will get cancelled and 1 plus R upon 100 raised to the power 2, that will also get cancelled, and you will be ultimately left with 1 plus R upon 100 is equal to 1710 upon 1140. Now if you are well versed with the tables, you know the table of 19. So 19 9s is 171 and 19 6 is 114. So 9 by 6 and then 3 by 2. Okay, so 1 plus R upon 100 is equal to 3 by 2. R upon 100 will be equal to 3 by 2 minus 1, that is nothing but 1 by 2, right? And 1 by 2 fractional form, 1 by 2 percentage form, it's nothing but 50%. Okay, So I hope this is very clear in your mind how we solved this question. Okay, now a new concept, difference between CI and SI. See, CI and SI are varying just because of the concept of interest on interest included in CI. Okay, so we have a direct formula to find the difference between CI and SI, and the formula is PR square. The formula is PR square. So difference between CI for 2 years and SI for 2 years is equal to how much? PR square. And observe it carefully, the square is only on R, it is not on P. Okay, it's not whole square, it's just the square on R. Okay, so PR square. So that is the formula to find out the difference between CI and SI for 2 years. And if it is for 3 years, PR square will get multiplied by R plus 3. And if it is for more than 3 years, then we need to use the direct approach. Even that formula can also be simplified by taking P common, but need not to remember so much of the formulas. Okay, if it comes for more than 3 years, then just go by the direct approach. Okay, so you need to remember these two formulas. This PR square is nothing but interest on interest. See, if I break this PR square, it would be PR into R. This PR is nothing but the SI or CI for 1 year. So basically this CI in the second year, CI for second year is varying basically because of the interest that you earned on interest you earned on the interest of 1 year. Because of that reason it is varying. Okay, so PR is nothing but SI or CI for 1 year, and just multiply the rate by that, and this is basically the difference between CI and SI for 2 years. Okay, so that's it. That is about this formula. Let's do some question. See, on what sum difference between CI and SI for 2 years at 7% per annum interest is 29.4. Okay, see, you have been given the difference 29.4 and they have given you the rate. They are asking you to find the sum. Okay, so we know that the difference between CI and SI for 2 years is basically equal to what? PR square. So PR square is equal to 29.4. We need to find P. R is 7%. So R square, right? So 7 into 7 upon 100 into 100. So just remove the decimal. Right. Now 7 table. Let's cancel it by the table of 7. 4, 42. Then you have 6. So principal is 6,000. That is option C. Okay, let's proceed to the next question, guys. A certain sum of money was invested at simple rate of interest for 3 years. Okay, if the same has been invested at a rate that was 7% higher, the interest amount would have been rupees 882 more. The amount of sum invested is, see, we did same pattern of question, but the only difference was in the time. Here the difference is because of the rate. Okay, principal is same, time is same. What is different is rate. By how much the rate is varying? The rate is varying by 7%, and as a result of that the interest is varying by 882. So basically this 882 interest is because of the increase in the rate of interest by 7%. So what we will do, we will use the formula of SI, P into R into T upon 100. This 882 interest that you are earning extra is because of this 7%. So we'll put this 7% in place of rate. Okay, time you have been given as 3 years, and principal we need to find out. Okay, so let's cancel it by the table of 3. That's 2, 9 and 4. Then by the table of 7, that's 4 and then 2, 4200. That's option C. Okay, so I hope you are able to get that. Let's move to the next question, guys. A person borrows rupees 5,000 for 2 years, okay, at 4% per annum simple interest. He borrows 5,000 for 2 years at 4% per annum simple interest. He immediately lends to another person at 6.25% per annum for 2 years. Find his gain in the transaction for the year. For the year, okay. Overall gain they are not asking, they are asking the gain for 1 year, okay. See what is happening. 5,000 borrowed for 2 years at 4%. Same amount lent for 2 years but at the rate of 6.25%. So what you will do, you will find separate interest for first case, separate interest for second case, and then find the difference. No, that's going to be very lengthy. Basically the gain would be because of the difference in these two rates, right? Principal is same, time is same, what is different is the rate. So gain would be basically because of this increase in the rate. So we just need to find out that interest because of that increase in the rate, okay. So what we will do, we'll find out the gain, or we can say the extra SI. What we can say, the extra SI that we will be receiving. By how much percent extra we are receiving? 2.25%, right? 6.25 minus 4, that's 2.25. So the principal would be 5,000 into rate would be 2.25 percentage into 2 years, right? So just remove the decimal. So 225 is the gain for 2 years, but are we required to find the gain for 2 years? See, it is given in the option, but we are not required to find out the gain for 2 years. We are required to find the gain for 1 year. So the gain for 1 year would be 225 divided by 2, that would be 112.50. That's option A. That's option A. So I hope it's clear in your mind how to solve this type of questions, in which two factors are same and one factor is varying, because of that interest or the amount is varying, okay. Now let's proceed to the next question, guys. How much will rupees 25,000 amount to in 2 years? Amount to, okay. So this is principal. Amount to in 2 years at compound interest if rates for the successive years are 4% and 5% per year. So what is happening in this case, you are needed to find out the amount. You have been given the principal. What is different here is, in the previous question the rate of interest was same for all the years in case of compound interest. Now what is happening here is, the rate of interest is changing. Rate of interest is changing every year, right? So if you remember the concept of percentage that I explained you in the previous class, you will be able to do it quickly. So initially the principal is 25,000, okay. So you are going to earn interest. You are going to earn interest at the rate 4%. So what will be the amount at the end of 1 year? It would be 104% of the initial one, right? So what we will do, we'll just multiply 104%, that is 104 by 100, okay. 104 by 100 by the 25,000. Now this amount is going to act as a principal for the second year, and in the second year you are going to get interest at the rate 5%. So amount at the end of second year would be 105% of this amount. So what we will do, we'll just multiply 105% by this, and this will give you the amount at the end of 2 years, okay. So just simplify it. 25,000 into that would be 26 upon 25, and this would be 21 upon 20, right? So this is going to be 1000, and then this is going to be 50. 26 into 50 is 130 into 21. Simply multiply 13 by 21. So that would be 26 27 300. That is option A. That is option A. So I hope the question is pretty clear in your mind. So now moving to the next question, guys. A sum of 7,500 amounts to rupees 9,075 at 10% per annum interest being compounded yearly in a certain time. The simple interest on the same sum for the same time and the same rate is, see what is given, a sum of 7500 amounts to 9075. This is principal, this is amount, and this is rate. We don't know the time. Interest being compounded yearly. Okay, let's first find out the time from this. Okay, so that's amount. We'll use the formula of amount. We'll just use the formula of amount. Amount is equal to P into 1 plus R upon 100 raised to the power n. So amount is 9075, which is equal to 7500 into 10%. What you write 10% in fraction form? 1 plus 10, right? I'll just shift this here. That is 9075 equals to 7500 into 1 plus 1 by 10, that will give you 11 by 10 raised to the power n. Now just solve this 9075 and 7500. We'll just cancel by the table of 25. It's 300, then it's 363, then 121, and then 100. So 121 upon 100 is equal to 11 by 10 raised to the power n. So if you are good at squares, you know that 121 is the square of 11 and 100 is the square of 10. So n is ultimately going to be equal to 2. So we have n here. Okay, the simple interest on the same sum for the same time and the same rate is, time 2 years, rate 10%, and principal 7500. So just 7500 into rate is 10% into 2, that is going to be 1500. That's option D. That's option D. Okay guys, so I hope the question is pretty clear in your mind. Okay, so this is going to be the last question of our session, and then I'm going to give you one question as homework, and I want that answer. I want the answer of that question in the comment box. Okay guys, so quickly let's do the last question of the session. In simple interest, if the principal is rupees 2000 and the rate and time are the roots of the equation x square minus 11x plus 30 equals to 0, then simple interest is C. On solving this quadratic equation, you are going to get rate and time. So let's quickly solve this quadratic equation. X square minus 11x plus 30 equals to 0. This is a very simple quadratic equation. We can quickly find out the roots. So 11x can be written as minus 6x minus 5x plus 30 equals to 0. So taking x as common, x minus 6 minus 5 as common, x minus 6. That will give you roots as x equals to 6 or x equals to 5. So time could either be 6 or 5, rate could either be 6 or 5, doesn't matter, because ultimately we need to multiply them. Okay, so we have principal 2000, we have 6 into 5, and then we have divide by 100. So it's nothing but 6 into 5, 30, 30 into 20, that's going to give you 600. Okay, so this was the last question of today's session. Now this is your homework question. The answer of this question I want in the comment box. The same pattern of question we have discussed in the class in today's session. So quickly read the question, solve it, and let me know the answer in the comment box. Okay guys, so I hope you liked the session and you have watched the previous section and you have solved all the question of the previous session, and today's session again contains lot of important questions. So make sure that you practice the questions of both the sessions and get an ace on the concept of CI and SI. So tomorrow again I'm going to meet you at 8 p.m. and make sure that you download our app from the Play Store. You get yourself registered quickly, because the last date for registration is 7th of Feb. And yes, make sure that you become a member of our WhatsApp community and Telegram community as well. So guys, do subscribe our YouTube channel, don't forget to do that, otherwise how will you get the notification? Okay, so we'll meet tomorrow at 8 p.m. once again. Till then guys, take care of yourself. Bye bye. Thank you so much for watching.